AIA began as a small Shanghai-based insurer in 1919. Almost 100 years on, it's headquartered here in Hong Kong and is now the largest independent, publicly listed Pan-Asian life insurance group in the world. Now AIA is focusing on wellness and have just the man to help them promote it. Welcome to Marketing Media Money. He was an international football player with a career spanning over 2 decades. He married a Spice Girl and is a style icon. David Beckham has become the poster boy for AIA's wellness initiatives across Asia.
AIA is trying to change the perception of insurance and encouraging people to live better and healthier lives. AIA serves customers across 18 Asia-Pacific markets. Their game-changing philosophy first led to the launch of its wellness program, AIA Vitality, in 2013, where policyholders are rewarded with premium discounts and other benefits for leading an active and healthy way of life. The insurer recently teamed up with football legend David Beckham to demonstrate the benefits and importance of maintaining a healthy lifestyle. Beckham, seen as the personification of wellness, was named as AIA's global ambassador earlier this year. His multi-year agreement kicked off with the What's Your Why campaign and AIA's Healthy Living Tour. His first stop, Hong Kong.
Well, thank you very much for joining us today. How did this partnership come to be?
David is the most recognizable man on planet Earth. And at AIA, our mission, our vision really is to help people live longer, healthier, better lives. And we thought, how do we make that tangible? How do we bring that to life? And who could potentially be the ideal individual who personifies and exemplifies wellness and healthy living that can really bring this idea authentically to the people of Asia?
David, what's in it for you? Why did you choose joining up with AIA?
Well, I think to be part of a brand, a company that does so much for so many people around the world interested me and got me excited. You know, I've always lived a healthy life throughout my career and after my career. I always looked after myself physically, mentally, and also the way I ate, the way I drank. So it was a big part of my life. And now I've finished playing, I still want to live a healthier, a fit life. And you know, I have 4 children that I want them to look at me and want the same thing, and it's important to show them how that's done.
Why does AIA need an ambassador, and why is David Beckham the right fit?
So we're trying to bring the intangible to life. David is an incredible vehicle, if you will, a great partner to physically demonstrate what the power of insurance can be and how to shape and change behavior. As Asia has got wealthier, it hasn't got healthier. And so we're trying to change the dialogue to get people to focus and concentrate on health and well-being. We're trying to address trends that are going in the wrong direction. So we need somebody who can be inspirational, somebody who people follow. And so David was the ideal choice for us.
You're already involved in many other partnerships. Why did you decide to join an insurance company?
Well, I'm very lucky to be part of some great brands, and I have been over the last 20 years. You know, being able to be a professional footballer was always my main focus, but the things that have come along with that are equally as important to me, because I think it's important to, you know, to have a successful career, but then continue that career in other elements as well.
Now, of course, wellness is very much a part of your life. How do you think people are going to be able to learn from some of your examples?
Well, I think that, you know, one of the advantages of my life and what I've done throughout my career is, you know, people do listen when I talk about certain things, especially when I talk about my family and when I speak about children, because, you know, one of my other passions is my foundation that I have with UNICEF. And what I'm able to do there is shine a light on certain situations, and that is something that I'm very passionate about. So when I do talk about certain situations, you know, about being an ambassador of wellness and health and to kind of lead that kind of life, you know, it has to be authentic, and it's one of the things that this really is, very authentic.
The AIA is a Pan-Asian insurer across 18 markets. How do you expect to deliver this message across the different cultures and countries?
So we're hitting the road. We're going to put David to work. And today we're in Hong Kong, and we're going to be in Korea, Singapore, and Malaysia. And we're embarking on our Healthy Living Tour. A key element is going to be healthy eating. So the idea is, let's go to these countries and let's let's choose some iconic dishes. So today we're going to be making mooncakes in Hong Kong, okay? And we're going to see how you can actually make mooncakes, which are delicious, but in a much more healthy way. So how they're going to do it without butter and flour, I don't know, but that's the idea. Again, because a key part of healthy living is healthy eating. And we want to start moving Asia in that direction.
David, how are you going to measure whether working with an insurance company is right for brand Beckham?
I already know it's right for myself to be involved in this with a great company. That's something that I wouldn't have even looked at it if I thought it wasn't the right idea and the right thing, and we can make a difference. So the fact that I'm part of AIA, it's something that I'm very proud of already, you know, and we're very early into the relationship, but one thing that it's a long-term partnership, and that's the one thing that we believe in, both of us. So I'm very proud to be the ambassador. I'm very excited about the differences that we can make to people's lives.
Tell us a little bit about What's Your Why, that campaign. Sure.
What's Your Why tries to address what are each and every one of our underlying motivations for taking better care of ourselves. So in the dialogue to promote healthy living, we want to understand, why are people doing this? Is it to fit into a pair of trousers? Is it to roll around on the carpet with your grandchildren? Is it to walk down the aisle with your daughter? Why are each and every one of us motivated to do something better, to live a longer, healthier, better life? And we want to create consciousness. We want to create awareness. We want to get everyone thinking about what their why could and should be and act on it.
Now, David, what is your why?
For me, What's Your Why is all about, you know, my family, my children, and setting the right example.
How do you see the relationship blossoming and developing, as of course David is saying that, you know, he's in this for the long term?
Yeah, we have really aligned interests. I mean, it's a movement. It's really it's a joint effort to change behavior across Asia. So it's a huge challenge, and so you need the right partners. And I think we bring the presence in Asia. David brings that authenticity and that power to change people's minds and behaviors.
Do you think insurance is a boring industry?
No, I actually don't. I think it's something that is very important to people, and it's important, like Stuart said, it's important to guide people in the right direction, and it's not just about the insurance. So no, I don't think it's boring.
I know David is with us right now, but was there other close contender?
There was no contender. 1-800-4-BECKHAM.
There's plenty more to come on Marketing Media Money.
When I'm involved in a company, I'm involved 110%.
Our agents love David, and they love what he stands for because it enables them to have dialogue with our customers.
Marketing insurance isn't the easiest thing in the world. Life insurance on its own is rather generic, even a bit boring. So AIA's marketing activity revolves around giving the brand purpose.
AIA, like a lot of insurance companies, has to sell insurance rather than having the consumers buy it. Nobody really wakes up in the morning and says, I think I'll buy some life insurance. But what AIA has done very well is they've come up with this concept of the real life company. And so all of their marketing is themed about things that people actually care about. So maybe we're not so interested in dying or insurance, but we are interested in living healthy lives and being successful.
Insurance in Asia is highly regulated. It's traditionally sold face-to-face, and of course customers don't buy it very often. So maintaining visibility is rather important.
The job of marketing is really to be top of mind so that when somebody is ready to think about insurance, the brand is top of mind at that time. And it's very hard for marketing to do much more for insurance because it's really the interpersonal relationship with the agent or the financial planner that's important.
Keeping the brand visible means plenty of sponsorship in the mix. There's a multinational strategy focused on sport, music and community engagement, but local CEOs have discretion on activations in their own territory. For example, in Hong Kong, the company has sponsored the Great European Carnival and the relaunched giant Ferris wheel surrounded by the newly created AIA Vitality Park.
These are things that generate awareness, right, and make sure that you've at least heard of AIA. And then as you move down the journey or down the funnel a little bit, then you become more acquainted, and that's where the website comes in. So for example, AIA talks about meeting life's challenges. And so rather than listing products and services, they identify with you. Are you trying to pay your child's education? Are you preparing for your retirement? Where are you in your life stage? And so gradually brings you into that selling prospect down to the bottom of the funnel where you actually get together with an agent.
Sponsoring events such as the Music Run ticks these sport and community engagement boxes. Events in Malaysia, Singapore, Philippines and China offers the audience a more tangible brand experience than TV, print or traditional out-of-home. Sponsoring Tottenham Hotspur in England's Football Premier League may seem odd given that AIA doesn't operate in the UK. But it builds brand association in all of Asia's football-loving nations. It drives AIA's football programmes and has produced more than 250 football-related activations across 15 markets. There's also the opportunity for London match tickets as an incentive for agents and VIP experiences for customers. That in turn provides the platform for other campaigns such as the Giant Shirt Journey, the Great Warm-Up and the AIA Championship.
Getting up early. Why would I do that?
The company's What's Your Why campaign is an opportunity to mix traditional and digital marketing. That mix differs from country to country, so China has a greater proportion of digital marketing spend, yet Thailand, whilst a developed country, still focuses on more traditional media. Social media has its role to play too, but when it comes to insurance, it's how you use it that counts.
I think in the world of digital, anyone can say we live in a new world and things are different and Facebook is important, but it's really about the execution. And if you look at AIA, they post on Facebook 2-3 times a day, and they get a really good mix of content. They're not just saying buy more insurance, buy more insurance. They're talking about health, financial planning, fitness, wellness, and they have maybe more than 250,000 followers here in Hong Kong and in Malaysia. And you can see that they're building engagement and actual interaction with their customers and their prospects.
Many industries face digital disruption, but perhaps it's impacting the Asian insurance market more softly. CMOs, however, should never lose sight of who they're marketing to, as it's not all about going digital.
Many people who buy insurance are not necessarily young, they're not necessarily digital natives. So the smart CMO will both look at what's the right medium or the right channel for the right audience, and then also mix up the online and the offline journey in the right formula for their customers.
Stuart, how does AIA stand out from the crowd?
So AIA means Asia. We are focused on Asia, exclusively on Asia. Based here, founded here, born here, bred here, living here every single day. We're synonymous with protection. We're synonymous with insurance. We've helped define what insurance is in Asia.
David Beckham was hired to promote AIA Wellness and AIA Vitality. How does that impact other parts of your business?
So there's a kind of a halo effect. One, our agents and our partners are really thrilled to be associated with David. Our employees love him, but more so, our customers really now better understand the message that we're sending to change behavior, to know your health, to improve your health, and then ultimately get rewarded for doing better.
What is the business case for AIA Vitality?
So much of the industry has focused on end of life. You die, we pay. We're trying to turn that upside down and say, you know what? We want to have a customer journey throughout the life of the customer, but we also want to encourage our customers to take better care of themselves. So it's a win for the customer, it's a win for AIA, and ultimately it's a win for society. Because as we see across Asia Pacific today, an alarming uptick in what we call lifestyle diseases. Diseases caused by smoking and drinking, poor diet, and lack of exercise. So as Asia becomes richer, it's also becoming less healthy. And so we want to change the equation. We want to focus on helping people live healthier lives, and in so doing, reward them in the process. So for us, as an organization, as a marketing organization, it's really designed to concentrate on having the best customer journey and the best customer experience in our industry. And customers tend to have been ignored by the life insurance industry because of the end-of-life model.
How about your agents? What do they think about having David Beckham on the roster?
I mean, thousands and thousands of selfies later, our agents love David, and they love what he stands for because it enables them to have a much more, shall we say, kind of interesting and pointed dialogue with our customers, because we can bring to life the value proposition about health and wellness and living longer, healthier, better through David. It gives our agents something more to talk about, and agents need new news. They need new material. They need a vehicle to re-engage with the customer. And I think the results speak for themselves. Our value of new business growth for the first half of the year was up 42%, which is phenomenal. So as an organization, we have tremendous momentum. And David and our partnership with Tottenham Hotspur that, again, authenticate and reinforce our commitment to healthy living have really done a lot to undergird our brand image and help propel AIA forward.
Where are you in the move towards fintech?
We know that in Asia Pacific, the acquisition of insurance is principally done face-to-face. That's how people in Asia want to buy insurance. So we recognize there's the emergence of digital, and we believe that we can create the convergence of the best of both worlds. On one hand, have the most professional agency force in the industry, and on the other hand, allow them to have technology tools that enable them to improve customer experience, improve customer engagement, be more productive, be more effective, be more efficient. So we marry the best of both worlds. Having an agency force doesn't preclude being digital, so we want to be able to have the best of both worlds.
Where do you see things 10 years from now?
I think a lot of copycats will be on the wellness and healthy living bandwagon. I think that the industry will have learned that the end-of-life story is, and fear and consequences is not the best way to communicate the value that we as an industry bring to consumers.
Life is no less busy for David Beckham, but what's next for this former international footballer? Find out after the break. Brand Beckham, how much is it worth?
I wouldn't have a clue. But what I am proud of is that we've made it into a successful business.
After a stellar international career playing for some of the world's most famous clubs, David Beckham hung up his boots. But even at that point, it was clear he wasn't interested in a quiet retirement, looking to exploit his fame through commercial deals. David Beckham was a truly commercial brand.
I think Beckham's a phenomenon. It's hard to say if you think of any other footballer that's transcended their sport, or any sportsman that has transcended their sport more than Beckham has done. Having played for the biggest clubs in the world, I think he's probably the first real trailblazer of this generation.
Playing for the world's biggest clubs gave Beckham a reach that was attractive to companies and brands. They made a beeline for Beckham. His first deal, German sportswear brand Adidas. So why was it a natural fit?
Adidas because of the relevance and authenticity. And there was one ad completely, I think, helped transcend his talent, was with the one with Johnny Wilkinson.
Easy.
I think that Wilkinson-Beckham ad was iconic. And you look at any real talent, they need an iconic ad to kind of move them along. That one did that. But I think in terms of major campaigns, I mean, the list is endless.
And it really is pretty endless. Beckham's name has been tied to Sharpie pens, Gillette razors, internet giant Yahoo, EA Sports, Motorola mobile phones, Emporio Armani, H&M, Pepsi, Samsung's Galaxy Note, Walt Disney theme parks, a healthy smoothie for Burger King, Bellstaff, various fragrances, and I know I've missed a few out.
The thing about having an endorsement from someone like David Beckham is, first of all, it gives huge awareness to a brand. And secondly, it associates values with that brand that lead to people preferring that brand. But the notable thing is that whenever he gets associated with a brand, it's always appropriate to his image as a brand. And he obviously has been run for many years as a brand. His most recent one is Breitling, which is the watch brand, which is quite a good, edgy, but also very sporty watch brand. So obviously a great deal of thought was put into that. He's sponsored Hague whiskey and it's been repositioned completely. He was given effectively a clean sheet of paper and developed his own Hague Club concept, which has worked very well, which is targeted very much at 25 to 35-year-old professionals worldwide, which apparently has generated at least 20 million a year of incremental profit to Diageo.
While Beckham can take all the credit for his success on the field, his wife Victoria gets some of the credit for his transition into a brand.
Marrying a Spice Girl made a huge difference. So you can never underestimate having the 1 + 1 = 3 scenario of David and Victoria, and I think the fact that they became the Beckham brand.
But the brains behind that brand can also be attributed to Victoria and her former career. Simon Fuller managed the Spice Girls and has helped to build David's brand too. Good management allowed David to emerge almost completely unscathed from an email scandal and even an alleged affair. So what's his secret?
The great thing about David Beckham is he looks extremely good. He's very polite and likable as a person. The fact that he's a family man, you know, he ticks all the boxes. And when he played for England, although he had a couple of minor infractions, he was generally considered to be a very good guy. So with a couple of minor exceptions, he's pretty much squeaky clean.
The original Adidas deal in 1998 was believed to be worth nearly $6 million. With so many different deals since, not to mention a highly paid football career, how much is he really worth?
I think his annual earnings at the moment are estimated to be about £30 million a year. And I think about 10 million of them are to do with products and about 20 million are to do with endorsements and sponsorships.
You would look at David Beckham and think you should be earning 100 million a year in your wealth, in the sense of royalty streams, equity value and fees. 50 to 100 million a year, I would say, you know, should be where he's at, and if he's not, then he should be.
So where's Beckham's money going to come from in the future?
One is obviously straightforward endorsements like Breitling. The second one is products that are specifically tied to him, like the perfume products. And the third is getting involved with business deals that rely on his football heritage and his football connections. For example, the MLS franchise that they're talking about setting up in Miami.
Equity participation is really where the real money is ultimately made. Dr. Dre, very good example. Everything Jay-Z's doing, very good examples. CR7, Ronaldo, another great example. You don't see as many of that kind of equity-based stuff. To get to the super league of wealth, when Apple come and buy your brand or your product for 500 or a million or a billion or whatever, that's when you've truly arrived. And I think that should be the next phase of what we see from the David Beckham brand. He's at his peak now, but he's got to do it right now.
You're an ambassador for UNICEF as well as global brands and now more recently AIA. How do you choose which companies or organizations to be a part of?
Most of the time I go with my gut instinct. You know, to be part of great brands is something that I'm very privileged to be able to choose. You know, when I am ambassador of something, I don't just give people my name to just use. It's something that I need to be involved in. You know, when I'm involved in a company, I'm involved 110%.
How do you market brand Beckham?
I think with hard work. You know, we always have believed in that throughout the business, and you know, whenever we've gone into different ventures and different partnerships, it's always been about hard work.
Would you be able to put a price on brand Beckham? How much is it worth?
I wouldn't have a clue. But what I am proud of is that we've made it into a successful business, and that obviously coming from being a sportsman and then ready to jump into the business side of things, it's all about having the right people around you, the right friends, the right family, right business partners, and that has helped me transition from being a football player to a businessman, and that's something that, you know, I'm excited about, I'm very proud of. To put a price on it, I don't think I could. I'll leave that to someone else to decide.
Going back to football, or soccer as some would call it, how has the sport changed in the United States since you have played with LA Galaxy?
Well, I was very lucky to be part of a league that was changing very rapidly. And when I first moved to America, there was, I think, 16 teams or 17 teams in the league. Now there's 23 or 24 teams. Things are changing rapidly over there, and I was very thankful to be part of that change, even if it was, you know, a small part of that. You know, I'm very proud of that. So there's still a lot of hard work to be done. I'm excited to bring our team in Miami into the league, but again, you know, that's taking time. But I always think that in business, you know, some of the best things, some of the most successful things are the ones that are the hardest.
How has life changed since you left sport professionally? Is it more family time?
To be honest, I've always spent a huge amount of time with the family wherever I am in the world. You know, our children are always our priority. So as much as we work hard in our careers and in business, you know, our children will always be our number one priority. Yeah, there's certain things where I've been able to go on vacation to certain places a lot longer than I used to be able to go on holidays. So those things have been special.
Now, of course, you're a very, very busy man. Is there the next big thing that you're working on that you can tell us about?
This is the next big thing. This is something where, you know, we're all wanting to make people's lives better, healthier, and not to preach it, but I've also got other big things going on as well, so pretty busy.
And also making your debut in acting as well with the King Arthur. You have your eyes set on Hollywood?
Definitely not. I've been there a few times just because I've obviously lived there for a number of years, but that's as far as it goes. For me, it's all about having fun. To be able to step into that world, it's not me announcing myself as an actor, it's me just having fun with friends.
Thank you so much for your time
welcome.
today.
Pleasure.
It was great talking to you.
Likewise.
Thanks to David Beckham and Stuart Spencer of AIA. You'll find plenty more marketing news and views on our dedicated webpage, cnbc.com/MMM. And keep up with the conversation using the hashtag CNBCMMM. That's it for this edition of Marketing Media Money from Hong Kong. I'm Emily Tan. Until next time, bye-bye.